Today I thought it would be fun to talk about what season we are, specifically what season we are color-wise, meaning what colors best suit us for our skin tone, our eyes, our hair color, and so forth. And I thought that this was an interesting concept because a lot of fashion designers, makeup artists, and painters and artists take into consideration whether or not their subjects are a summer, spring, winter, or fall. So a little bit of the history of color analysis goes back to 1919 when a Swiss painter, Johann Itten, discovered that his subjects looked better in paintings when he painted them in conjunction with colors that flattered their skin tone and hair coloring. And he realized that each person, based on their skin tone and their hair coloring, would look better in his paintings if he used a certain palette of colors. So he put together specific palettes to use based on his subject's coloring. And since he started doing this, many artists jumped on board and followed suit and took advice from him and put together palettes to help make their subjects look their very best. And now this is something that's a really big topic in the makeup world, in the fashion world, and now they've labeled us spring, summer, winter, and falls based on our skin tone and hair coloring. So I thought today I would talk to you a little bit on how to determine whether or not you are a spring, summer, winter, and fall. And there's very easy steps to determine this. And then once you determine it, I'll help you put together a color palette that would work best for you. And this isn't anything I came up with. Like I said, it's just something new that I've been learning about, and I find it very interesting because whenever I get dressed, there are certain colors that I would really love to wear, but whenever I wear certain colors, I look terrible in them. And other colors, gray, you'll see me in gray a lot, seem to flatter my features and my coloring. So a lot of us wonder why that is. Like, why does one color make us look really sallow and almost sickly, and another color makes us look really bright, vibrant, and awake? So let's just jump right in and talk about that. The first step involves finding out if you are a warm type or a cool type. And your undertone is what determines this. Your undertone is determined by genetics, and it's affected by your hemoglobin, your keratin, and your melanin, and these are all beneath the skin. Your overtone can be changed by sun tanning and if you're physically ill and things like that, but your undertone will not change. So that's what you're going to determine is your undertone. So the first test that you can do is take a very cool shade of foundation, one that is cool, and place it on one part of your face, like right here, and then take a warm shade of foundation and put it on the other side. You're going to go with whatever your skin tone is, light, medium, dark, but then you're going to focus on whether it is a cool light or a warm light and so forth. And so once you put that in, you're going to rub it into a thin layer, and then the color that sinks in and seems to meld with your skin is going to determine whether your tone is cool or warm. So if the warm shade melds into your skin, then you're a warm shade. If the cool tone does, then you're a cool shade. The shade that you are not will look like you have foundation sort of floating on top of your skin. It won't completely look soaked in and matching. So that's probably the first and easiest test that you can do. The second test that you can do is called the gold and silver test. And what it entails is bringing a piece of paper or a piece of fabric that's a decent size, like maybe, well, at least the size that you can fit your hand and your forearm on top of it. And you're going to bring a gold piece of fabric and a silver piece of fabric, or a gold piece of paper or a silver piece of paper. And what you're going to do is, in a room with natural light, place each hand and forearm on top of the paper or fabric. And the hand that looks speckled and uneven is the wrong color for you. So if I were to put my hand and forearm on a gold piece of paper or a gold piece of fabric, it would make my hand look speckled and uneven in skin tone. But if I place my hand and forearm on the silver piece of paper or fabric, it will make my skin tone look even and it would be more flattering. And so that helps you determine if you're gold, you're warm, and if you're silver, you're cold. or cool. And that will also apply to jewelry. A lot of people find that the jewelry color that they look best in, silver or gold, is based on whether or not they're a cool or a warm. So that's the second test that you can do. So the third test that you can do is very straightforward, and it's probably the most popular test, and many of you have probably already done this test, but it's called the vein test. And what you're going to do is look at the veins beneath your skin on your wrist. And don't do this if you've been self-tanning or have a tan, because it can change the color of your veins. But when you're very pale, like I am, you can look at your veins and see that mine look very blue, almost kind of purplish. And so that means that I'm a cool. If your veins look green, then that means you're a warm. And that's the most straightforward and easiest test that you can do. So now that we've determined what our undertone is, if you are a cool, that would mean that you are a summer or a winter. And if you are a warm, that means you are a spring or an autumn. So now you have your season. So now that we know what season we are, what do we do with that? So the next thing we're going to do is determine if you are a light or a dark. So now that we know our undertones, if you have cool undertones and you have dark hair and dark eyes, then that would mean you're a winter. And if you have a cool undertone, like the blue veins, silver, and you're cool, and you have light hair and light eyes, that would mean you're a summer, which is what I am. I have a cool undertone, a lighter hair color, and a lighter eye color, so I'm a summer. If you have warm undertones, like the green veins or golds are more flattering on you, and you have dark hair, or darker hair tone and a darker eye color, then you are an autumn. And if you have warm undertones, again, and you have light hair and light eyes, that would mean you're a spring. So now that you know what season you are, I'm going to show you some palettes, and I'll use the voiceover just to do some explaining about what colors would look best on you. And let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, so these color swatches are colors that are good for us summertime girls like me. We typically have lighter hair, lighter eyes, and cool undertones. So the colors that typically look good on us are light and cool colors, pastels and soft neutrals with pink and blue undertones. You can go for an elegant look by using sky blue, aqua, powder pink, and light gray. Light gray is a favorite of mine. Okay, autumn ladies tend to look better in colors with golden undertones like camel, beige, orange, gold, and chocolate brown, warm shades of browns and reds, and muted colors like rust, mustard, and olive. Okay, and now we have winter. These are ladies who typically have dark eyes, dark hair, and cool undertones. They tend to look best in colors that are sharp and clear, pure white, black, navy, red, and shocking pink, and icy tones rather than pastels or light colors. Now this is spring. These ladies tend to have lighter hair, lighter eyes, and warm undertones. They look best in colors like cream, peach, golden yellow, and light orange, and colors that are bright and light like lime green, lemon, yellow, and coral. I hope you found this video helpful. Like I said, it isn't foolproof. It's not written in stone, but it's just for fun and to help you gauge colors that might look best on you, and maybe colors that you haven't tried wearing before that you might discover look very flattering on you. I know that's what happened with me. There were colors that I sort of steered away from, but then after I tried wearing them, I found out that they look much better on me than I expected them to. So I hope that this is fun and helpful to you. And if it is, don't forget to give me the thumbs up and leave me any questions or comments below. And I just wanted to thank you for spending some time with me. I hope you all have a blessed and beautiful day.